Hello.
Hello, fanatics and Reniacs of the land. We are back after a 2 month hiatus. I don't even know. But you know what? It doesn't matter. New seasons,
We're
we're just going to call it season two.
we're here to stay.
We're here to stay. It took us a minute to figure it out, but you know what? We're back and we're even better. We decided for this, I guess, next batch of episodes. I don't know exactly how we're labeling them seasons and whatnot yet, but this next batch that we are working on for you guys, this next era, is very focused on lyric breakdowns since y'all seem to really like those and we really like making them. The question is, what song are we breaking down today?
Oh my god. Wait, should we do like rock, paper, scissors to see who goes first?
Okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Rock, paper,
Paper, scissors.
shoot. Okay, you're
Hey, it's me.
So editing Rini here, we're gonna pretend that my scissors wasn't super delayed and it doesn't look like I'm cheating.
rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh shit.
So yeah, this goes on for like 5 minutes until we finally land on
Scissors.
me.
Shoot.
Dramatic.
I believe I have cut your paper, Haley.
Ah, fuck.
I'm so
Okay.
sorry. I'm
It's
so
okay.
sorry.
It's okay, Queen, I forgive.
Thank you. Thank you. So we are going to break down my song, Bored Little Kid. This song actually had a really unique writing process. There wasn't really any co-writers on it besides the producer of the song. And if anything, the co-writers were kind of you guys because I was doing this whole thing that a lot of artists on TikTok were doing where they would write a song from three random words in their comments, and then they would go and write like a verse and a chorus in 10 minutes. And that is exactly how Bored Little Kid happened. So I did the video. Nothing crazy happened. It wasn't like the song blew up or something on TikTok and then I decided to make it. But at the time, I was having chats with this one producer. You know, he produced Go To Girl. And we were just like, okay, what's some other stuff we can work with here? Like, what are some other cool songs? And I pulled this one out because I thought it was kind of cool. Out of all the ones I was doing these challenges from, like, I was like, all right, this is cool. This is cool. So we ended up producing it out, and really, I changed very little lyrics from the challenge. Let's go ahead and get started with the breakdown. So, starting with the first line in the first verse, I always want what's been long out of reach. So this line is essentially encapsulating the idea of dreaming and thinking big, being a visionary, and kind of always shooting for something that's a little bit unrealistic. So for me, it was like this music career and success, and I was, having all these big, big brain thoughts, as I like to call them. Followed with the line, "Nobody told me how much I'd changed my mind about me." So in this line, we're essentially talking about how nobody really tells you this part of growing up. I feel like this is very, like, not a niche experience, but a niche idea that we don't hear a lot about, is that you go through so many phases. Like, I swear to God, I have a whole new perception of myself every 6 months. Like, it's insane how much we grow and change. Haley and I have known each other for like 3 years. I don't even know.
I think 3 years.
It it feels like a lifetime, you know?
Yes.
I'm like, and in retrospect, like, we've made a lot of music together, but it's really not that much music if you look at it numbers wise, but it feels like a lot of music because we've gone through so many eras. We had the chronic illness EP era, we had the pickaxe era, we now have the new songs that we've been making together. We had the I Forgot How to Be Happy era. I cannot tell you how many different places I've been when writing those songs with you. And I just, that's why I feel like that line, you have to really think about it, but it's just not, it's like a niche part of childhood that we don't really mention much in music. Followed by, I wasn't clueless. I knew that life isn't linear, didn't know how good I had it till I looked in the rearview mirror.
I love the
So,
life your line. That like flows off the tongue so well. Like life isn't linear. Like I love like all the L's in it. Ah.
thank you, Haley. Thank you. Oh my gosh, no, it has this all you written all over it with the alliteration and stuff. I didn't even think about that when I was writing that, but that's actually really, really cool to point out. So that those lines are just essentially like, I knew, what I did know growing up. I might not have known how much I was going to change my mind about myself, but I did know that it was going to be rocky. It's bumpy. It's a roller coaster. Like, that is one thing I feel like the TV shows and the movies get right, is you do change so much that it's like, all over the place. But you also don't realize how wonderful those moments are because you're feeling so much at the time. So I didn't know how good 16 was as much as I complain about that age in my music when I was 16. I look at it now and I'm like, all right, there were some pretty rough moments, but there's still some nostalgia there for sure. Then the infamous pre chorus that seems to make her way all over the place in this song. Wanted to move to the big city, wanted to see what maybe could be. Alliteration again. And it's been good, but there's so much more to it. And now all I want is. So this part was very, very personal for me. I think a lot of people think I'm talking about LA in this song, but I'm actually not. I had just moved to Dallas when I wrote this song. So this also shows how much my life has changed the past few years because I've lived in like so many different places within the last 5 years or so. But I was moving from my small town in North Carolina to Dallas, which at the time felt like a really big city, and it definitely is in retrospect. And it was kind of this whole excitement of I'm so excited to try new things. I'm so excited to get out of the suburbs. But I was also hit with so much nostalgia for my childhood. It's the theme of the song is a lot of like appreciating what you have when you have it, or at least telling you to, because I did not appreciate growing up in North Carolina when I lived in North Carolina. And then I moved to Dallas, Texas, and I'm like, oh my God, I miss it so much. So it's kind of that bittersweet feeling describing that of when you move to a new place and you're like, this is so new, this is so exciting. But I kind of am yearning for that previous life, for that life I was just in a few months ago. Which then leads us into the chorus. For one time, we could feed our inner child when it feels right.
That a banger.
Thank you. Thank you. Laying in the flowers on the playground, playing that kind of dirty wouldn't hurt us. So this chorus was written in 10 minutes. It was written with your words. I believe y'all's comments were flowers because I remember that line felt random.
Feel random in the song though. Like it's just
Thank you. I appreciate that. At the time, like I kind of look at it, it's like now it makes sense, but like at the time I was like, well shoot, I gotta fit flowers into the song somehow. um so yeah, we have flowers. I want to say I think child was one of them. And bored. Bored was one of them. I know for sure. So it was bored, flowers, and I can't remember if the other word was like kid or like
I was in fact very wrong. It was board, flowers, and night. Continue.
the first half of the chorus is essentially talking about like for one time can we just like go back to our inner child, like let's entertain this side of ourselves, let's entertain this youth, um and we can have fun and play, but it's not playing dirty because as we get older we start to lose that innocence in ourselves where we start doing things for different motivations. And I'm like, what if we just had a day where we had pure intentions? Like pure intentions of only pure fun, not trying to get something or gain something. The second half of the chorus is, and for one night, we could fall asleep pretending we're all right. Like growing up is in waiting on the doorstep. God, I miss being a bored little kid. Essentially, the thesis of the song is I like to say, same idea, just like for momentary. I'm not asking to be a child forever, but for one momentary thought, can we just pretend like the world around us isn't falling apart and that we're a child running around in North Carolina with no cares in the world other than maybe writing a few songs here and
oh, I love this song.
Thank you so much. I've genuinely really appreciate it. It's one of my favorites for sure.
Also, the beat is just like so nostalgic too. Like it's very like you know, like when you hear songs and you're like, oh yeah, I can hear that in like a movie trailer.
So real. Oh my gosh. No, the production on this song absolutely ate House Boots down. I will never like deny that. Our influences were like melodrama and stuff because I'm just obsessed with that album. I associate that album with so much nostalgia. And I feel like this song oozes nostalgia.
Love melodrama so much. I have so many memories of me just like crying to that album.
It's good. Like who isn't? I don't trust people who don't like melodrama. Okay.
People who don't like
It's
period.
well, if you do not agree, you're wrong. You're simply wrong.
Actually.
Actually wrong. Incorrect. Incorrect.
Yeah.
On to verse 2. It's the kind of morning that no one talks about, the day that you put your foot to the gas and drive out of your hometown. So this line is personal. So, like I was saying, I think a lot of people think I'm talking about my move from Dallas to LA in the song because of when it came out. It came out when I was living in like the college dorms and stuff. So it was so delayed to what I was feeling in the moment. But no, like I said, this was me leaving my childhood home in North Carolina. So I have such a vivid memory of it. It was um, January, I believe, of 2021. It was whenever the winter storm happened in Dallas, because that was the week we moved there.
Oh,
And my cousin, yeah, yeah. So I always will remember that move. That is a whole other thing. My infamous Dallas winter storm move. Insane. We were delayed like 2 weeks because of it. It was my cousin flew in. He used to spend summers there. So it was super nostalgic for all of us. And I just remember going through the coffee line that morning before we were about to leave. Like we had packed everything up. Everything was on moving trucks. You know, we were about to start like the 3-day drive across the country. And I just remember like, wow, like this is the last time I'm going to be here. Like I have not been back to North Carolina since we left. And it's been almost 5 years now, which is insane to think about. Oh my God. So it was just like that whole feeling that I feel like when we talk about moving, it's like no one like, you know, we've seen the dramatic scene of like somebody sitting in the empty house and stuff, but the drive away is just so like cathartic. So I was referencing that memory. And then finishing the verse, clinging to the idea it's bigger and better out there, told everyone, hey, I'll be back here, but it's been like almost 2 years, which once again, I wrote the song a long time ago. So now it's like, but it's been like almost 5 years. And it's kind of continuing that idea of just like, I left it in peace because I knew it was time to move on. But it's also like, you're like, this better be good. This better be good and worth it because I'm giving up so much of myself right now. Once again, the pre-chorus, same thing. Wanted to move to the big city, wanted to see what maybe could be. And it's been good, but there's so much more to it. And now all I want is for then chorus once again. Nothing changes in the chorus. This is what was that? No, you're so good. I hate that it doesn't like cleanly come in. Okay.
I was just worst eats.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm going to talk about a regret I have with the song. I very rarely have songwriting regrets. And I feel like with this one I shouldn't because it's literally my most commercially successful song. But I really did this song could have had a banging bridge. And all I did was put the pre-chorus again. Lazy, sloppy. What's that meme with Abby Lee Miller? Lazy, sloppy.
Sloppy. I forget what it is, but also I will say, like, just because a song has more commercial success than like other ones doesn't mean like you don't like you can have regrets about something and still acknowledge that it does well.
Yes, that's so
Like,
important.
because like we are constantly evolving and changing. And I
Totally.
how like even with like for me like I'll look back at some of my older songs that maybe like have done well and I'm like okay yeah like if I were to have written this right now I probably would have changed like something here and there and I'm still proud of the song but like you know that would be crazy if like you look back on a song like from 2 or 3 years ago and you're like oh yeah like this is like absolutely perfect. Like me now wouldn't change a damn thing because like that means like you're not growing. So like this just growing.
So true. I'm so glad you said that because I feel like it's like I've heard this in like the context too of content creation for creators in general that if you're not cringing at the stuff you made like 2 or 3 months ago, you are not pushing yourself enough. Like you are too comfortable. And obviously I think it's different for everyone. You know, there's some people that what they do is, you know, that's kind of they're just fine tuning what they're already doing. But gosh, I look at my music from, you know, even just a year ago. And I'm not going to lie, it's like, it is, I think one of the toughest parts about being an artist is our release cycles are so far. I think the hardest part about being an artist, or one of the hardest things, is the fact that your release cycles are almost never in time with when you're experiencing the feeling, writing the music about the feeling. So then you kind of have to put on this not necessarily this character or this face, but like you have to get back into that place that you were when you made the song, when you're putting it out, because now you're telling the story. Now you're sharing the music with the people. And you don't necessarily, like, you know, obviously if I write a song about being depressed and I put it out a year later and I'm no longer depressed, I'm not going to go and do method acting and make myself depressed to release the song. But it just doesn't feel as personable to you. So that feeling of excitement around that song, and that feeling of just like, this is so like incredibly me right now, it's kind of, it's different. It's not what it was when you first wrote it. Like Haley and I will make a song and we'll be like, oh my god, this is incredible, this is so exciting. And don't get me wrong, we're still thrilled when we're putting it out, but it's just not the same because we wrote it in such a different place. Like I remember with Pickaxe, I love that song. I personally listen to that song all the time. And I really do. I'm not one that listens to my own music. Like, I'm just not. I respect the hell out of artists that do. Not me personally. But Pickaxe, I do play. I do play that one at the parties and stuff.
Period.
Period. My birthday, I was like, yes, put that on. Put that on. But, you know, that is a song I adore through and through. We wrote that song about anxiety. And not to say, I don't, you know, I can't speak for Haley. Me personally, my journey with anxiety and mental health progressively got better during the time we were releasing the song than when we were writing the song. When we were writing the song, thick of it. Thick of it, she was a mess. She was an absolute mess.
Oh.
But putting it out, it was just different. So it's like I'm making content about the song and about having anxiety. And I'm like, yes, this is such a real experience for me 2 years ago. But yeah, what I was saying with the bridge, I'm like, I look at that now and I'm like, oh my God, lazy, sloppy. Why didn't she write a bridge? But who knows what that bridge would have been at the time. I'm not gonna lie, I have written a bridge for it, and like years later. And sometimes I play it when I play the song live. And nobody really cares. So I probably should just play it the way that it's meant to be.
Audience, I would care.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first. What are you doing? Go give some love to my 2025 Bored Little Kid bridge. Okay. That is Bored Little Kid. If y'all have any questions, I would love to see them in the comments. And Haley and I can take a stab at them.
Period. Let's go.
It's serving. The woman was too stunned to speak.
That's a wrap on this episode of Sick and Serving.
Yes.
We are still getting used to this.
Gosh, wait, what should I say? Oh, okay, wait. I don't know. Here's a unicorn.
Oh my God. Here's my unicorn.
Oh my God, wait. That's a wrap on this week's episode. What should we
Ooh, yeah, what's this episode called?
Bored Little Lyric Breakdown.
Bored Little Lyric. Oh, I love that. Serving Bored Little Lyric Breakdown.
Yes. Yes.
Perfect. It always has to start with serving. It's part of our thing. It's part of our thing. I love it. Serving bored. That is a wrap on serving bored little. That is a wrap on serving Bored Little Lyric Breakdown. And we will catch you in the next episode. And we are now posting twice a month. So keep an eye out every Tuesday. Every other Tuesday.
Every other Tuesday, yes.
Every other Tuesday, you will see a new episode from us. So make sure if you're watching us on Sick and Serving, I'm pretty much assuming you're following us on everything else because this is like so niche in our fandoms. But if you're not, go ahead and follow me on Instagram at Rini K Official, Snapchat at Rini K Official, TikTok at Rini K Music, and YouTube at Rini K Music. And Haley.
And I am at Haley F. Rosenthal everywhere. Instagram. TikTok.
She kept it simple. I did not. I had to be extra. Because I just had to make 2 TikTok accounts many, many years ago.